My coconut macaroons from my cookbook Fresh are one of the easiest bakes you will ever make. They're sweet, they're chewy, they've got a drizzle of chocolate, and best of all, they're dairy-free. So I'm going to start off by whisking up some egg whites. Now, with your egg whites, you want them to be frothy, you want them to be stiff, and you want them to be white. Okay, these are looking nice, white and stiff, so it's time to get in there with our dry ingredients. So I'm going to start off by sifting in my icing sugar. Now, you do need to sift this icing sugar so that you make sure that you don't have any lumps. So just sift it from a height, and you will get this lovely cloud of icing sugar which will coat every part of your kitchen, but I think that's part of making these macaroons. No more lumps, and just press out the last bit. Now, using a spatula, just fold that through. You're trying to keep as much air as possible in here. Now, there's a lot of discussions between macaroons and macarons. Macarons are those very sophisticated French ones. These are more the macaroons of my childhood, the stuff that I'd make with my mom, and it's a really simple recipe. Anyone can give this a go. Once you have a nice smooth mixture, which as you can see is quite voluptuous, we're going to add in the ground almonds and some desiccated coconut. So in with the desiccated coconut. Also for our ground almonds, nice bit of texture, and a lovely bit of sweetness you get from the ground almonds as well. And when this bakes off, you're going to be left with the most delicious chewy macaroons. Okay, this is nearly there. Before I completely mix it through, I'm just going to add a drop of almond extract. Now you could add a little bit of vanilla essence in here as well, but I think the almond just really brings it to life. So just a capful should do the job. It's that really strong kind of sweet nutty flavour. And that is it. A very simple mixture, comes together extremely quickly, and it's now ready to go into an oven. Using 2 tablespoons, take up a little bit of the mixture, and you're just going to round it off, and you should be left with nice little domes of this macaroon mixture. Do leave a little bit of space when you put these on the baking sheet. They'll spread, but they won't spread too much. Once you have all your macaroons spooned out onto your baking sheet, just sprinkle them with final dusting of the desiccated coconut over the top. This will bake off in the oven now and become nice and golden, and you've got a little bit of texture over the top as well. These are ready for the oven. They're going in for 25 minutes at 150 degrees Celsius. My macaroons have come out of the oven and now they've cooled completely on a wire rack. So it's time to get my blue peter on. I've got some dark chocolate, I've melted it down, and now it's time to drizzle this. There is no wrong or right way of doing this. You just gotta get your chocolate on and get involved. They look really wonderful at this point. Once that dark chocolate sets, you're gonna have a lovely chocolatey finish to these chewy macaroons. They're gonna be very tasty. Really hard to resist. Chocolate, chewy macaroons. Very simple to make, and I hope you'll give them a go.
This is a lovely recipe. Perfect party food. Delicious, luxurious, and surprisingly easy. First off, we're just going to cut up the salmon into chunks. Salmon is a source of omega-3 fats, which is needed for the body's normal growth and development. So once you've got them into chunks, we'll just place them into the food processor. And now it's time to add the all-important flavours, starting off with a tablespoon of mustard. Now I know this sounds like an odd combination, but trust me, it's going to taste delicious and it adds a really nice creaminess to this salmon fish cake. And now some chives, super easy just to snip them in. And 1 salad onion, finely chopped. And the chives and the onions will give a really lovely tang. Everyone knows that capers go really well with fish, and I like to add them for their salty taste. So mix these in the food processor for a few seconds. You don't want to over-process it, otherwise it will turn into a mush. So this is the right texture. It's not too broken down, it's just perfectly minced. So this will probably make about 15 little patties. We're going to keep them small because we want them to be bite-sized canapes. So roll just roughly under a tablespoon into your hands, trying to push them together. Just pat them around, shape them nicely into mini little fish cakes, and then just place them on your tray. So there we go, 15 mini little fish cakes. I'm gonna go wash my hands and then we're gonna pop them in the fridge while I make the avocado mousse. The perfect accompaniment to a salmon fish cake is avocado mousse. So slice it in half and then we want to scoop out the flesh. Place all the flesh into a jug. Add half a lime and half a teaspoon of chili flakes for some kick and some seasoning. And with a stick blender, just blend until smooth. So you want the texture to be quite thick, so this is perfect. So we're gonna leave this to one side and go and fry off the fish cakes. So when your pan is nice and hot and you know you're gonna get a sizzle, it's time to fry off the patties. So you can fit as many as you like in your pan, but make sure you leave enough room to turn them. So when they're golden brown and cooked all the way through, just drain them on some kitchen paper. So all we need to do now is assemble them. Grab some of the avocado mousse, just about a teaspoon on top. And then the final touch is a pomegranate seed, just to give it a nice burst and also some beautiful colour. Look at that. So easy, and I can guarantee that they'll be eaten as quickly as you made them.